Good morning. I am going to change my view here so I can see everybody. If you wouldn't mind having your video on, at least for a bit, while we first get started here, make everybody feel welcome. I think that, hello, thank you for turning on your video. I appreciate it. Now I'm not by myself. I think that we are going to have a lot more participants. I see 12 and I see people adding all the time. So I'll take it slow at first to make sure that everybody can jump on. All right. Well, I'm really happy to see you all. Bright and early morning hello to you. I recognize a lot of you too from former classes. Welcome back. Okay. And hello to all of you who are new. So I am going to get started here, and I want to let you know before I do that I only have one monitor. And as you know, with Zoom, there are lots of different windows and we can get lost in those windows. So I have to, a lot of times, minimize my video. I don't like to do that, not for you, but for me, to see all of your beautiful faces. I sometimes have to minimize it just because it takes up a lot of space. And there will be times that I'm asking a question and I feel like I'm in a vacuum because you guys are nodding or doing whatever on the video and I'm not seeing that. So just be aware of that and turn on your audio at any point that happens. It will help me, right? You can even let me know. You can yell out and say, yes, people are responding on the video. I'll be like, oh yeah, I need to go open that gallery again. So I will talk to you a little bit about Zoom layouts here in a bit too, in case you haven't played with that much, but there are different views. You can view me, you can view kind of a row of people, or you can make it go along the top, or you can have gallery view, which is what I prefer because I see as many of you as possible. So if you're going to play today, that's great, but make sure you know where you're going in Zoom so that you can come back. Okay, I don't want you getting lost and losing windows and things like I frequently do. All right, okay, so I'm going to minimize some things so that I can see what I need to see. If anybody also makes a note in chat or something that I've missed, because like I said, I've got so many little windows open, I don't see it all at once. Just turn your audio on and give me a shout, okay? I don't want anybody feeling left behind. And also at any point, this does happen. It happened to me twice last quarter. If what I'm showing you on screen, like if I'm saying, look here and see this, and and you don't see anything, like you just see me talking, say something please, because I don't know that it's not showing, right? Because I have a much different view than you guys do, and I can't see what participants see. So, okay, so this is COM 365, which is called Participatory Culture and Identity. I want to make sure you're all in the right place. And you should also know this is being recorded. So if you are going to come in early, it will automatically start recording. I have that set that way so that I don't forget to start the recording. Okay. So this also applies to if during the week you open it early, we're not in here or something, it'll record that. Just be aware of that. I will delete it. I'll delete any of those bogus recordings, but just wanted to let you know. As far as whether, since I am recording, I want to explain why. In previous quarters, I wasn't requiring the Zoom session live for a variety of reasons. This quarter, I am for the courses I'm teaching right now, and I'll explain more in a moment about what's happening there and why I'm doing that. But I am recording them for anybody who wants to go back and listen to something again. I think that's important. And also because there might be instances where you have a legitimate reason that you had to miss, and this will help you get caught up. Okay, but I'm not taking attendance really. I am sort of going to, and here I'll explain why. I will have pop activities, let's call them. They're not quizzes. They're fun activities for us to do, but that you'll get actual graded credit for being here. And I won't tell you in advance of the class which classes are going to have those and which don't. I will say, because remember, this course is supposed to be scheduled twice a week for 2 hours at a time, right? But we're only going to meet on the Wednesday. So I do expect you to try to be here because you're not, I'm giving you those 2 hours back on Monday. So please try to be here if you can. You're going to lose some points if you miss a lot of these Zoom sessions, okay? So what we'll do when I do give you a pop activity, at the end of the session or near the end of the session, I will take a roll of sorts to get a record of who was in here. Because even though we are recording and you're all seeing each other right now in the gallery, when I go back and look at the recording later to see who was present, it doesn't record all of you. It only records you if you talk. It changes to your video, right? So I'll have a different means to get your attendance, if you know what I mean, via chat, basically, where I can go back and look at the records and know that this person was here. The reason I'm saying I'm doing that near the end of class is because I don't want you to show up, say, I was here, leave 10 minutes after that, and then miss the activity completely and miss the whole 2 hours. Okay. All right, so I'm going to continue now before I get all off track and on some tangent. This is why I have slides to keep me on track, okay? All right. All right, so our goal today, we are not going to be here the full time today, you should know, okay? I'm giving you some time back today as well. Our goal today is I basically just want to I'm not really introducing myself because you've got the welcome video. So I want you to watch that for sure. If you don't already know me, you'll want to learn a little bit about me, but also the way I hold these classes is explained in that video. So that's very important. The various places you need to look and go for your different assignments and things is explained there. Today won't really be kind of a running through the syllabus and all of the typical things that you usually get on a first day of class. We're actually going to do that part next week. I'll talk about the syllabus and your specific assignments and all those things. Today is really a sort of a getting to know you session, but we're going to do more of that next week too. So today is light. Today is getting to know you light. Okay. So everybody can relax. I'm not going to ask you to like talk or anything like that or interact with each other, except that we are going to do some fun whiteboard stuff on the screen. We're going to draw on things. So be prepared to do that activity. Okay. All right. So again, we will meet every Wednesday at this time. If there are ever any exceptions at this moment, I don't know that there will be, but on occasion, something urgent comes up for me that I can't miss, like some big doctor's appointment. Usually it's doctor's appointments for me. It's always doctor's appointments. But I will do my best not to have that happen on a Wednesday. Okay, so I want to tell you what we'll be doing. So again, the types of things that we will do in Zoom together will most always be interactive. I'm not going to be lecturing over Zoom. I'm going to provide separate videos for those. Why? And I think I mentioned this to you at email. Why are we not meeting for the full 4 hours a week that your class is scheduled over Zoom? Okay, now I'm going to take a look at the videos so I can see everyone. Hang on, where's my participants window as well so I can see if you have any meeting controls, participants, if you have any feedback for me. All right. Who has heard of Zoom fatigue? Raise a hand, give a thumbs up, do something. A few. Okay, looking like several of you know what that is. I told you I wouldn't make you talk, so I'm not going to call on anyone, but would anyone like to share with us what Zoom fatigue is, your understanding of it? Here, you're only seeing, my head is getting cut off. There we go. Anybody like to quickly tell us Don't be shy. I'm going to have multiple things for us to do in future weeks to get to know one another very well. We are all going to get to know a lot about each other in this class. Anyone? Anyone? Well, what does it sound like? Right? And remember, you got to unmute yourself if you want to talk. I see it looks like Megan's connecting to audio. She may just be joining. Hi, Megan. Um, okay, so Zoom fatigue is the fact that most of us these days are on Zoom way too much. And there are actual physical reasons why we're getting fatigued by this. One of them is the constantly staring at the screen and trying to actually, do the interpersonal communication thing on the screen, looking at video. One part of it is, this is a thing you may not recognize or may not know about. One part of it is seeing your own video at the same time. You're trying to focus on these other people and what's going on and whatever. And so the recommendation is, if you know how to specify in Zoom, there are settings to not see your own video every time you speak, right? that helps. That's one of the things that helps. And actually right now, because I'm in gallery, I have to see myself and I'm like, stop, like, don't look at yourself. So that's one of the things. But the other is just that we're just staring at the screen too much, and it's wearing everyone out, right? And so I don't believe that a lot of the material we are going to do and cover needs to be given to you this way, which is why I do the lecture parts as a pre-recorded video that you can then watch at your leisure whenever during the week is good for you. Okay. That lecture content will usually be kind of a preview of whatever you're going to be reading about that week, or I might provide little stories and anecdotes from actual experiences or things in my own life that apply. Okay, so that you'll be more likely to remember the content and identify with the content. If there is a big activity that week that you need to do or turn in, the lecture video will talk about that. For example, next week, one of the things I'm going to have you do is something called an identity gram. Okay, and if you took gender with me, you've done one of these before, but this one is specific to the type of thing that we're exploring in this class, which is things that you might have been a fan of growing up and who influenced you to be a fan of that thing. Okay, so your identity gram will look a little bit different. So I'll give you a little more detail on that, and I'll share with you mine so you can see an example. And I'll share with you some from previous students too, so you can see what those are supposed to look like. Let's see. Okay, so Zoom fatigue, one of the reasons. Another reason, if you've watched the lecture video already, then you know, or if you've had me in previous classes, then you know, my background before I got into academia was being an instructional designer, which means I designed classes for face-to-face, for online, for remote, any kind of virtual, hybrid, whatever. And I did that for many, many years. So I know that there are certain pedagogical reasons to do delivery of something, course content, a certain way. Some things are better via virtual, some things are better via like a discussion board, right? So the fact that we're doing this class remotely, there are a lot of things that we did in the face-to-face version of this class, which hasn't been offered in almost, I think, 2 years now, maybe a year and a half. This class has been offered rarely so far, but that's changing. It's going to be offered every year now. So it's been a while, just so you know, it's been a while since I've taught it, and it was only face-to-face before. So I am going to be actively revamping it and making it more remote friendly, more Zoom friendly. So be patient with me on that, because what you see in the course schedule currently, which is why I put at the top, this may change a little bit. I won't change big things like big due dates. So don't worry unless they get moved later and give you more time. I won't change anything big like exam dates and big assignment dates. But there may be little tweaks to things along the way in terms of activities I want you to do that week, because I may discover something that would be fabulous via Zoom, right? That to replace the face-to-face type activities. Like there was a lot of pair and group work, and we can still do that. We can still do breakout rooms, but again, that can be Zoom. That can give you Zoom fatigue too, and get quite boring if those topics aren't exciting. So I'm really taking a good hard look at it to see what is going to be best. Okay. All right, so again, be sure to watch the welcome video, even if you know me. If you've not taken a remote course with me before, definitely watch the welcome video to see how this is different than face-to-face with me, okay? All right. Okay, so here is the plan for today. We are gonna start, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Zoom interactions. Those of you who know Zoom well, be patient. You'll be like, I know this. Be patient. I want you guys to be a cohort in this class, okay, like a group of friends. And so be patient with those of the rest of you who might not have had much Zoom yet, because we want everyone to feel included and able to do what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to give you some opportunity to play with some of the tools in Zoom after I tell you a bit about the interactions. And after that, I'm going to do what I do every week on Zoom and do a course check-in, and that is where we double check in with you on what we're supposed to be doing that week. And I'll give you a heads up about how to prepare for that. Always have your course schedule, that portion of the syllabus. Always have that open before you start class, before you come into the Zoom session, and that way you can help answer the questions that I ask you during course check-in, okay? And then we'll end with a general questions and answers. But you can ask questions at any point, so please stop me, and remember you got to unmute yourself to do that, okay? All right. So I mentioned already, we won't be here a full 2 hours today. When we are here 2 hours, I will schedule a break. Okay, so don't worry, I will schedule a break at about the 50-minute mark, which is about the length of a normal class, right? And the break will last about 10 minutes, and then we'll start again. That break is more for me than for you. You might need it too, but I will really need it because I've been the one that's facilitating and talking most of the time, right? Okay. All right. So talking about interactions. All right. So the couple things I'm going to cover with you is how to use the chat if you haven't tried that before, how to find it and how to use it, as well as how you can tell me, you can do thumbs up and whatever. Some of what you're seeing here, that appears at the bottom of your participants window. I'll tell you how to open that in a minute. Some of what you're seeing here may look different. Let me take a look at mine for a second to see how it's different. Oh, mine doesn't even have any interactions anymore. They may have, so Zoom has changed in the past year. They've changed their interface. And now I think all the reactions are in the big bottom toolbar thing, which is like a dark gray. And so if you downloaded Zoom like a year ago at least, you'll have the interactions like this at the bottom of your participants window, those reaction icons. If you downloaded it since, like more recently, it won't have that. So I had to download, so I had the old version, I had to download the new version for breakout room capability as a host. And that's how I know that things have changed. So just be patient. If something doesn't look exactly like I'm telling you, it's probably because Zoom has been updating. All right. And in the browser, if you're doing this from browser Zoom, I have no idea what that looks like because I have not ever opened it that way. So you might see some different things. Okay. So to get your participants window open, remember I was talking about there's a toolbar along the bottom. Most participants see what I've got here on the lower left, right? And you should have a participants button. And if you click it, you should get a window that looks like this. And as I mentioned, you may or may not have reaction icons there. I don't. Maybe it's because I'm a host. I'm not really sure. But there should also be an option for reaction buttons down at the bottom. Those of you who don't see, well, let me ask you. I'm going to look at video for a second just so I can find out. Who does see reaction icons at the bottom of their participants window? Give me your hand. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it's possible that the host just never sees them anymore. I used to have them. I guess I'm not. Yeah, thank you. You got the thumbs up. Okay, so you know how to do it. Cool. All right. Okay, good, good. So let's see. So I also, with the big toolbar at the bottom, you may have, let me go back to that previous screen to see if annotate is showing. Oopsie. Sorry, doesn't want to go backwards. I don't have it showing. Okay, so you should either have an annotate button down here, or you may have, there's like a 3-dot thing, not the chat, but there's like a for more, right? If you click that, you may get an annotate bar. What does it say for me? Oh, here, well, my annotate, okay, my annotate looks different. All right, so let me see if I've got another, oops, let's go back. Okay, so does everyone see an annotate button or been able to find your annotate button even in more? Yeah, okay, so if you got it, please click it and it'll give you a bar that looks like those buttons I've got there, a separate bar. Those of you who couldn't find it, have you found the more button to be able to look for annotate in the menu? Still not seeing it. How about those of you who have found it? Can you tell me what it looked like for you so that, okay, looks like people are starting to annotate. That's great. Can you tell me what it looked like for your interface so we can help those who can't find the annotate button? This has been a problem in prior quarters too, because everybody's, I see Kendall has a cat. We're going to see lots of pets, I'm sure, as we go. Pets and roommates. I see Amanda has a roommate. Okay, who found annotate via a method other than what I described? That may help. Okay, those of you who haven't found it, can one of you tell me what you're seeing on your big button bar?
Bryson put a note in the chat that says it's at the top in viewing options.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
I found mine there too.
Perfect. Okay, so yes, if you're not having an annotate button, go up to the top under view options and you should have the ability to annotate there. Thank you so much for that, Macy, and for Bryson. Perfect. Good to know. Okay. All right. So I'm going to give you guys a second. So has everybody been able to find the annotate and now have opened it so that you've got the annotate bar? Yeah. Okay, awesome. So what we're going to do with that, I want everybody to put some kind of something on the map to tell me where you're from. Where you're from originally, not necessarily where you're at the moment. I guess I could do it too. Hang on. I will participate too. So there's all sorts of tools. Yep, you guys have found stamps. I like the stamps a lot. Let's see if I can get it to work. Blink. I see some Alaska and Hawaii. Awesome, awesome. So I don't want to leave out the fabulous people who might be from other countries. So please put like an arrow going whichever direction to indicate if you are from somewhere else that's not on this map. We typically don't get too many unless you're from the Pacific Islands, which is why I don't have a world map on here. But I would love to know if there's anybody from anywhere else. Okay, has everybody been able to put where you're from on the map? Everybody's been able to figure that out. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Okay, good. So it looks like most of us from the Northwest. One from Idaho. Somebody looks like sort of Southern California. And then me in Texas, and then Hawaii and Alaska. Awesome, awesome. And if I'm missing somebody, I'm having to move all my windows around to be able to see the full thing. Perfect. Okay, so I am going to clear all of these fabulous drawings because I'm going to ask you another question now. Okay. Next, oops, I'm just here. I got to stop stamping. How do I stop? Clear, clear. All right. Let me get into, there we go, mouse. That'll work. All right, here we go. Okay. Whoops. Now tell me if you have plans to go anywhere this year. I know that we've all been stuck and it's been very frustrating not being able to travel. Ooh, somebody's going to South Texas. Is that Corpus Christi? Some folks going to Hawaii. Nice. Nice. Northern Washington, Northern California, several. Nevada, Utah. Houston. Okay, awesome. Bryson's going to Houston. Perfect. I have family there. I see in Arizona. And this, I am so terrible with my northern states. Okay, I think that's Pennsylvania. And then there's a northern one next to Idaho. What is that state? I'm so bad. Is it Montana? Am I saying that right? It's not Montana, is it? Maybe it is Montana. Whoever put that there, let me know. I can't tell who that is. It doesn't show.
Montana.
Montana, awesome. Thanks. Perfect. And then the state next to Louisiana. Okay, hold on. Let me figure this out. Got Florida, Georgia. Is that Mississippi? Somebody's going to Mississippi. I think that's the state. Cool. Oh, and northern Louisiana. Bryson, you must have family in that area, huh? Oh, Alabama. Okay. Well, I don't know my state, so that probably is right. It probably is. I should know that. Being from down there, I've driven back and forth to Florida so many times. Joey Gutierrez, looks like you've put something up in Canada. That's awesome.
I didn't mean to do that.
Oh, okay. Well, you get to go there, it looks like. Katie says, I'm not sure which one it is either. Yeah. Ah, Bryson. Okay, because you're traveling for EOU football. Exciting. That's cool. That's super cool. The ones in the ones in Nevada, I'm guessing one is probably Lake Tahoe. Is that right? Area. And then the other couple are Vegas, I'm imagining. Just by the area I'm seeing there. Super cool. Super cool, super cool. Okay, exciting. So I may go, I should probably put something to, I need a question. There we go. Here's a question mark. I may go to Houston. We'll see. We'll see if that's actually happening this year to go see family, friends, and stuff. Okay. All right. Excellent. Thank you so much, you guys. Okay. So I know this wasn't like super, super, super exciting. We'll have more exciting activities planned for upcoming weeks, but these were a couple activities today just to get us playing with the Zoom tools. And Like I said, this is getting to know you light. And also things that it won't hurt our brains. Things that are very hard. Things that won't hurt my brain, basically, to facilitate. Okay, excellent. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to clear all the drawings. Perfect. All right. Oops, I'm still annotating. Hold on. Clear the drawings. Okay, mouse. There we go. Exciting. Okay, now if everybody could now close the annotate toolbar, the one that has all the fun little tools to draw and whatever, just close that so you don't accidentally annotate. And it's okay if you do, I'm not gonna get you in trouble. Okay, so this next part is the course check-in part. So if you have already downloaded the course schedule, you'll want to grab that. If you happen to be in Canvas now, you can go look at it. I'm going to stop share just for a second to quickly show you where it is. All right. Here it is. Share that. All right. Let's see. So we are in this class. All right, so when you're in your 365 class, just go over here to the left-hand side, syllabus, to access the syllabus, right? You're going to take a quiz on this week. It's 2 parts, policies up here, schedule down here. This one will bring up a PDF. You can either do the preview or download the full thing, right? I recommend just not even really downloading it unless you want to print it or something, because it will change and I don't want you to have an old version. But one thing you can check, I always put the last updated date on here. Okay, so if you're seeing something different, let's say in actual Canvas in the modules, and you're like, this doesn't jive with the schedule I've got, go check the date on your syllabus that you downloaded or the schedule you downloaded, and then go look in here where the most current one is and see if they're different. Okay, so as you can see, you've got, your homework column will tell you what you need to do that particular week. I let you know what kind of the topic is, right? And like, for example, this week, you should work on getting your textbook and start reading chapter 1. You won't be quizzed on that until next week, but you should make a point to make sure you get that book. Okay, so I'm going to now stop sharing this to go back into my handy dandy presentation thing. Okay. All right, so let me know, give me show of hands who has got their textbook or has ordered it. Excellent, excellent. No problems getting it at the bookstore. Plenty of those. I know that another of my classes is having issues with their book. Okay, I'm glad that everybody's okay with the book. Perfect. Okay. All right, so who wants to tell me, aside from the reading, beginning the reading of chapter 1, what are the essential tasks you've got to do, like things you got to turn in? And you can go from memory if you don't have that schedule up right in front of you right now. I actually hinted at it a minute ago. I hinted at I think this week's thing you need to submit.
Syllabus quiz?
Yes, excellent. Thank you. So there's 2 of you there. Was that Joey talking?
Joey and Willie.
And Willie. Hi, Willie. I recognize you both from 215.
Yep.
Conflict management. Yep, I recognize you both. Hi. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, that is totally acceptable. If any of you happen to be, like, let's say in the dorms or something, if you want to join class together, it's absolutely fine. If you want to, given the time of day this is, if you want to have breakfast while you're in, that's fine. I always have coffee, but I may bring snacks in myself. That's totally fine. No one's going to judge. Okay, good. So syllabus quiz. There are some optional tasks. Oh, I see a chat that I've missed. Oh, hi, Megan. Megan says Sheldon is with her too. Excellent. Hi, Sheldon. Okay. All right. Okay, so there are some optional tasks too. Does anybody remember what those are? One of them is something that's due next week, but you can get a head start on it by doing it this week.
There was like a check for success quiz or something.
Yes, thank you, Scout. Yes, that's right. I've got this readiness check thing, which is extra credit. So it is a good idea to just run in there and do it. And it's fast, super fast. Anything else? There was something else that was optional for this week, but is due next week. And some of you have already done it. I've seen that some of you have already gone in there.
Isn't it just the introduction?
Yes, thank you. Thank you. It's this, yes, the introduction discussion 1, where you go in and just let us all know a little bit about yourself. Good, good. We'll have more opportunities for introduction type things next week and in subsequent classes, because I want you to get to know each other better even than those intros. But that is a good way to kind of get a basic, hi, I am, and this is what I'm doing, and this is what I want to do, and whatever. That's a good way to get a basic introduction for us all to see in a class of this size, because it will take a while. You know this if you've taken face-to-face classes with me. It takes us a long time to get through the introductions, right? Okay. Okay. So that's one of the things that why I'm able to do class once a week, right? Because some of those kind of things I've moved online, but we are still going to have loads of fun activities and things that we get to do where we interact with each other regardless. Okay. So I think we have hit all of the required course check-in things. So here's what I have. The essential task was the syllabus quiz. Optional for this week, but due next week is meet your classmates in discussion 1. And then readiness check is actually optional period. That's just extra credit, but it is due. I don't have a due date set for it simply because Canvas does funny things when you put due dates on extra credit. I don't know if you've ever experienced this with any other instructors or with me, but when instructors put due dates on extra credit, and they also have Canvas set to give automatic zeros when people miss things, it'll give everyone who didn't do that extra credit a 0, and we don't want that. So I have to do it a different way. What I do is readiness check will just become unavailable at the due date, right? Or after the due date. You just can't get into it anymore. Okay. All right, but the syllabus lists when the due date is, and I think the modules will tell you too. Okay. Any questions on that before I continue? Everybody cool? I see Amanda. Is that another roommate? Hi. Okay. We need to have, I don't know if you guys would want to do this. It might, I don't know. It might be silly, but have like a meet your pets, meet your roommates session. Just for like 5 minutes. Just be like, show up on the video. Hey, here's my cat, Hubert, whatever. Right? We may do that. I was doing, just incidentally, so you know, I know that remote access has been new for us all this year, right? It's new for you guys. It's been new for me as a teacher here at EOU. And I know that Zoom sessions can be boring. So believe me. So I have been doing some research. I have collected, I want to say 30, just so you know what's coming. I've selected maybe 30 pages worth of fun mystery grab bag pop activities for you. Fun things that we can do on Zoom that will make it not be so boring. And how I'm going to select those each session, I'm not sure yet. I may have, if any of you were in face-to-face classes with me, do you remember the wheel where we would select the wheel? We would like spin the wheel and it would select a person, right, to do their presentation. Well, I could put activities on the wheel. We spin the wheel. What weird activity are we going to do today? And there's all kinds of goofy stuff. Like, just be prepared for this. One of them is, okay, everybody, turn your camera around. I want to see what you're looking at. So it could be a messy desk. It could be a window outside, just stupid things. But here's a fun one. Okay, everybody, take a photo of your feet, of your shoes, because most of us are probably sitting here in jammies and socks, right? I mean, you're not anticipating, it's fun because you're not anticipating that you're going to have to show someone your shoes. So, just a heads up, that may be a fun kind of wake up thing that we do. There's also group photos where I tell you to do something silly on the camera, and then I'll make a screenshot of it, and then I'll post it in the course for us just as a fun keepsake. Okay. So there's musical, what was it? It was a musical chairs, but Zoom style. And I don't even remember how it worked, but it needs music. So I would be like playing something, and we would all have to do something and then stop and whatever. So there's some goofy stuff. There's cool things out there. And for this class, like I said, this is the first time I'm teaching it remotely. So bear with me while I'm still figuring that stuff out. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I told you today would be short. I think we're super, super short. Oh yeah, we're not even at the halftime mark. Does anybody have any thoughts, questions, or concerns about how this class is going to go? Are you all excited, happy to be here? I hope. This is going to be, so I don't know how many of you have had media with me, media power difference. How many of you have had that class with me? So that class, I'm not tooting my own horn, I'm just letting you know that class has become the most popular comm class since I got here. So this class is media power difference on steroids, so that you know what we're going to be doing. But it's even more fun because we're talking about, we were looking in that class, you're looking at just media out there, right? Now we're looking at us as a fan of some kind of media. And I think all of us have been a fan of something at some point in our lives, even if we don't call ourselves a fan, right? Like we loved a certain TV show as a kid, a certain cartoon, or we loved a certain, I don't know. Somebody give me an example, something that you were nuts about, like you collected the toys and everything. Feel free to say it. Nobody's going to laugh. Promise. I'll give you one. For me, Star Wars. Loved, loved, loved when I was a kid. Loved, loved. I had R2D2 and C3PO, little tiny. Of course, me, here I am teaching human communication classes, and I picked the droids. Right? I didn't pick any of the actual people. I think I may have had Darth Vader too. But so it's going to be stuff like that, right? So we're going to be really investigating, and we're looking at ourselves. That's why I call it participatory culture and identity. We're really going to be looking at our own consumption of these things and what that might tell us about ourselves. And I just did it a little bit just then by saying, this is kind of ironic. I teach human communication, and I selected non-human. My favorite characters are non-human from that particular universe, right? The Star Wars universe. Okay, well, so I'm going to leave you with that, and we won't get too much more into the depth of the topic of this class until next week. This week was just an intro. I just want to make sure everybody knows what they're going to need to be doing, and what the nature of our Zoom sessions are going to be. So be prepared next time to be able to have your video on. So I know that some of you may not have been presentable today to do it. Like, believe me, trust me, when I go to meetings with faculty frequently, because those happen, outside my classes, right? I just roll out of bed. I don't, I don't get ready and I don't want anybody to see me. So be prepared to be seen next week. And I will be putting you in like pairs and groups, and we'll be doing things. So be prepared to be able to see each other, talk to each other, and do some fun stuff. Okay. All right, so again, I'm going to let you go early, but please contact me during the week if you've got any questions about anything at all. I prefer you put your question in the Q&A discussion forum that's on Canvas, because I know that a lot of you feel like, oh, this is a question that's unique to me. Nobody else is going to have this question. Everybody has the same questions. I end up answering them 5 times over. So just put it in there, and likely other people are having the same. If there's an issue or problem of any kind, they're noticing the same thing. So now if you notice a mistake, okay, I'm human, I do make mistakes. If you notice a mistake or an inconsistency in dates, a quiz doesn't open, something's wrong, contact me individually to let me know that. You can put it in the Q&A. That's okay. I don't mind broadcasting it to all of you, but as everybody doesn't need to know that, just contact me and I will. And actually, I'll probably be more likely to fix it faster when I see that it's come directly to me as opposed to the Q&A. Okay. But if it's about the class, put it in Q&A. It's always a good place to look when you have a question later, because we'll have a collection of things there, right? As the course goes on, to see if somebody else has asked this question before. Okay. All right. Well, I'm so happy to see you. I'm so happy to recognize familiar faces and see all the new faces. Welcome. I promise I'll be nice and not scary. Just participate. That's all I ask. This is a participatory culture class, right? So the key thing is for us to participate. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to let you go. Everybody have a fantastic week. Okay. All right. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.